gang violence on Long Island has taken center stage with the visit of U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions. He comes here to Central Islip alongside Congressman Pete King on President Trump's 99th day in office, fulfilling the promise to make America safe again.
I have a message for the gangs that target our young people. We are targeting you. We're coming after you.
His visit comes after a string of murders in the Suffolk community of Brentwood, where the gang known as MS-13 has left residents in fear. You might recall that back in September, 2 teenage girls were murdered by this gang, and we spoke to residents who described the environment and the culture like this.
They're just targeting normal people. Last night they targeted a woman at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, she was shot.
So what does the Attorney General and the Department of Justice hope to do to combat this violence? Well, a strong immigration policy will lead the way.
And the first thing you should do in an immigration policy is not admit people who want to come to your country to commit crimes, particularly violent crimes and murder.
Sessions also said additional funding will go to cities like Brentwood, and he called on school leaders to step up and do more to combat the gangs in these communities. He said there are 10,000 MS-13 members in at least 40 states right now.
Well, we don't think about MS-13 as being such an East Coast presence, but it's huge in Los Angeles and California. But because their police departments and the Federal Bureau of Investigation has been cracking down on gangs in California, now they're dispersing to other states, and we're feeling that impact.
Were any of the families of the victims there?
No, and actually, you know, I heard a lot of talk about a ton of protesters coming today, and when I arrived, which was around 9:30, I didn't see one. So when I was then walking to my car, I ran into one protester, and I was like, oh, great, like, will you just chat with me fast, because I'd love to get the other side of the story. And she's like, I actually don't really want to be the face to this.
I did a story in Camden where actually it was a grassroots effort. They were getting gang members to feel safe about leaving the gang, and they were doing activities like making blankets for children in need, making them care about others. And they said that's one of the best approaches, is having someone who's young who can connect with them and tell them, you know, it's not that easy sometimes to walk away from a gang, but they were giving them an outlet of how to get away. And I find it interesting that he said that's part of his tactic.